Hello and welcome to a special edition episode of Double Barrel Gaming. I'm your host, MrBooMStickXL, and on today's show, I'm gonna be unboxing the Spider-Man Collector's Edition by Insomniac Games for the PlayStation 4. Now, I don't think there's any big news here. This is one of Sony's biggest exclusives to release for the console and its fans in 2018. And I'm gonna say this, it is an amazing game. And that pun is intended. Spider-Man turned out to be a complete masterpiece. I cannot be more happy as a gamer. I know there are plenty of Sony fans that are cheering in the streets. It's another check mark for the console in this generation. It's another amazing exclusive. But you know what? More importantly, I want to thank you right out of the gate for coming and checking out my channel. It really means a lot to me that you show up every time I do a video, and today's unboxing is something that I really enjoy doing. I just want to get this out of the way early. For complete transparency, this was not provided to me by Sony. I purchased this with my own money. I picked it up last night at GameStop, which was amazing because I got to hang out with a bunch of Sony players, and we talked about how everyone is excited for the game. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give you a 360-degree view of the box because it is really nicely packaged. And then we're going to get to what's actually inside of this collector's edition and see if it holds up to God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn's statues. Thanks again for stopping by. Let's get to it. Okay, what we have here is what you would expect a properly first-party Sony title to be marketed in. You have a striking red box followed by the emerald blue that's known for PlayStation. And what you have here is an eye-catching collector's edition packaging. And it's something that I am very happy to say that Sony does better than anyone. Their marketing in this generation is second to none. There is a reason why there are 83 million plus consoles sold, and this beautiful collector's edition box is a perfect example of that. When you see this on the shelf, you immediately want to take it and buy it. But you know what? What I want to do here is I want to give you the 360-degree view of it. So I'm going to start turning it so you can see that it has the Spider-Man logo that's on one of his outfits from the game. And then of course you're going to turn it. I'm going to turn it to the back and look at that packaging. This is phenomenal packaging. I mean, this is directly taken from the game. This is what the graphics look like. This is probably taken in photo mode, which is something that I highly encourage that you do. So we're going to turn it to the other side. Of course, there is the white Spider-Man logo. And then we're going to go back to the beginning. As you can see, when I turn it, it has a nice shine to the box. It really just stands out. And again, it's what Sony really has done well in this generation. And, you know, there isn't much more you could talk about a box, but there is one more box inside that I'm going to take out and give you the 360-degree view. And let's do that right now. Okay, we're back, and now here you go. This is the collector's box that was in the original packaging. As you can tell by the vibrant colors and the artwork, it's just as good as the original packaging. It does have a real nice sturdiness to it. It's what I come to expect in all of Sony's collector's editions. This is no different. As you can see by the artwork in the front, it's very comic-like quality. The colors pop. Obviously, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I will be displaying this in my home. I'm going to turn it to the side. You can see what appears to be the Empire State Building in the background. I'm going to turn it to the back now. And this is, of course, the logo from his new suit for the game. And then I'm going to turn it to the other side. And it's also going to depict another building, as you can see his arm. It's supposed to appear that he's swinging through New York. And they did like a roundabout, if you will, with the artwork. I think that this is an incredible collector's box. I think most gamers who are Spider-Man fans who also collect the Sony special editions will be displaying this. But you know what? there's something inside here that everyone wants to see, and that of course is the statue. And I want to see if it stacks up to the likes of God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn's Collector's Edition. So let's get into that. Okay, so to save some time, I popped off the top. As you know, with these Collector's Edition, sometimes it does become a little bit difficult to take off the top. So to save time, so I don't waste yours, I did that. So we're going to start with what's here. Now, this is pretty cool, and I'm going to tell you why. It comes with an art book, which I'm going to show you right now, okay? And obviously, it has a glossy cover, which you saw in the camera views. That's why I'm holding it at an angle. But what's pretty cool is that there's a lot of artwork of characters that have not been revealed as of yet. Now, I personally have not beaten the game, obviously. I only put 4 hours into it. And I have not seen the art book because I don't want anything spoiled for me because I'm a big fan. So they give you the warning and they tell you explicitly, do not read the art book until you finish the main story. I think that is ingenious. It's really smart of them not to ruin anyone, because if you saw something in there that was supposed to be a surprise, you'd be, a bit disappointed. So would I. So I'm going to just take this and put this off to the side. I'm going to give you a look on the back of the art book. Obviously, there is the now famous logo that's on his new outfit. Okay. And again, here is the front part of the book. Okay. I'm going to put that off to the side because I don't want to read it. And this is the collectible steelbook case. Now, I happen to really like these in my collection. I have them displayed behind the statues on my shelf. I will be displaying this. I really, really like the white spider on the red background. The back is just plain red. What's more importantly is on the inside. Now, the game is obviously loading into the PlayStation 4. What we have here is what you would expect with any collector's edition, is you would have your DLC, which is going to be post-launch of the game, which I can't wait for. And considering that Sony is known for one-and-done games, I'm happy to know that I'm going to have plenty to play with Spider-Man after I beat it. They have this really, really cool Spider logo sticker, which I don't know where I'm going to put. It's probably going to stay in the collector's tin. And then they have, and I don't want to show the code because I kind of want to utilize this, they have 1 month free for Marvel Unlimited. I don't know if you don't know what that is. That's basically the ability to read comics on your tablet or on your computer. You'll have access to 20,000 books, which is amazing. And I'm going to take this and put this off to the side. And now we're going to get into the real reason why most of you were turning in, and to see whether or not this collector's edition stacks up. So I'm going to take it out, put it on the Lazy Susan, and we're going to really dig into whether or not this is a good collector's edition or this was a waste of money. Okay, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying this long. Obviously, if you did, you either like the work that I put out or you're a fan of collector's edition like me. Here is the statue of the Spider-Man collector's edition for the Sony PlayStation by Insomniac Games. Of course, here is a Spider-Man on top of what appears to be pieces of the Sinister Six. Now, this isn't like a spoiler in any way. The Sinister Six is at the forefront of this game. They are obviously trying to kill Spider-Man. They are a big part of the story. And as you can see, this is all of the bad guys, from Scorpion to Rhino to the Vulture. It has pieces of all the bad guys that he's obviously beaten up, and he's the champion as we would expect. But the thing is this: when I first saw this collector's edition, they only showed Spider-Man standing on something that said the Raft. Now, if you're not familiar with that, the Raft is basically where they put, it's a super prison for villains that have big powers. And I thought it was going to be a much bigger statue. And at $150, I'm going to say this: I'm loving the game. I know that the DLC is $30 on its own. There's going to be 3 new, story missions. That's worth it. The collector's tin, the collector's box. But I'm going to say this. I'm slightly underwhelmed with the collector's edition, especially considering it's such a big game. Now, before I go on the video, I'm going to put the God of War and the Horizon Zero Dawn statues next to each other so you can see the scale difference. And to be honest, it does look like a nice statue, and I'm not saying that it's junk, because it's not. But I definitely expected more for the $150. Again, I'm gonna give you a spin so you can see from every angle. Spider-Man is in one of his heroic poses that he's known for. The colors are very vibrant, like I said in the video about the game. I'm just not a big fan. It looks like he's standing on a big mess instead of like on the bad guys. I wish it would have been just one villain he was fighting. I think it would have been made more sense. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not returning it. Like I said, I collect all of Sony's collector's edition. It's certainly not my favorite, but it's not the worst I've ever purchased. So what I'm going to do now is give you a side-by-side of the God of War and the Horizon Zero Dawn so you can see exactly what I'm talking about regarding scale. And let's do that right now. Okay, thanks for hanging out. As you can see, I have the Horizon Zero Dawn Collector's Edition along with the God of War Collector's Edition, so you can see the size, scale, and scope as opposed to what's being offered in the Collector's Edition for Spider-Man, for the PlayStation 4. I mean, as you can see, her detail is what I would consider an epic statue. And then, of course, you move on to the God of War, and I would consider this an epic statue. And then you look at the Spider-Man offerings, and I would consider it a good statue when it should have been a great statue, considering the marketing that Sony is known for. Again, it's not junk by any stretch of the truth. It's just, as you can see, very messy. Like, you don't really know what he's standing on. But you know what she's doing, and you know what he's doing with his son. And you can tell even the colors and the detail in the weapons is so much better on these pieces. But you know what? I'm not going to dump on the statue. It's certainly not the worst I've ever seen. It's going to be pridefully displayed in my collection with the collector's case along with these 2 awesome statues. I really hope that you enjoyed today's unboxing. I'm going to go into some more details in just a bit. That's going to do it for today's special edition unboxing of Spider-Man by Insomniac Games for the PlayStation 4. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video. Please, if you did, hit that like button. It does help out the channel tremendously. If you're not a fan already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so every time I do content, you'll be notified. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to hang out with me unboxing the Spider-Man Special Edition. Have a great weekend, and I'll look to see you on one of my upcoming shows.